I just put this poll up. Which is better, fire bending, water bending, earth bending, or air bending? There are no answers yet, and that's perfectly fine, because I put it up 1 minute ago. Now, before y'all even vote on this, I'm going to run you through my favorite, because if you don't ask, I will tell you anyways. Now, if you're not up to speed, there are 5 bending types. There are earth, water, air, and fire. That's 4. Because there's also that spirit bending or whatever, but we're focusing on the main 4. Now, you may see down here, there are, of course, subspecies of these, to make it even harder for you to understand. Okay, let's start with, I think, firebending. Determined by the series as one of the weakest, but also the strongest. Something you can see about right here. Lightning manipulation. I don't agree with that, but sure. I'm thinking scientifically here. Seismic sense, of course, you can look at the ground and just see where your opponent is, I guess. You can detect earthquakes too. Earth bending, metal bending, of course, because metal is made from the earth, which is comprised of rocks and ore. So, of course, he would be able to control that. Fire bending, combustion bending, one of the strongest forms of bending. Water bending, we have blood bending. If you're unaware, as was I looked it up, of course. What it is you control fluids when you control water, right? So imagine you do that, and since blood has water in it, you control the blood inside of another human. Do with that what you will. Stop their heart, rush too much blood to their brain, causing them to have a stroke. There are so many different messed up ways to use that. Let's go. Seismic sense, metal bending, lava bending. That one makes sense. And I was thinking, well, he would need his fire friendo for that. But here's the thing. Rocks can create friction, correct? So if he rubs them together at such a speed that they create so much friction and so much heat that they can melt, then I'll allow it. You know what I mean? It makes sense. Airbending, my favorite. The sub-skills of airbending are flight and spiritual projection. Airbending is the element of freedom, and its season is fall. Airbenders can also use the technique to find individuals with whom they have a strong bond focused on their spiritual energy. Spiritual projection is a specialized airbending technique that consists of projecting one's body, spirit, out of the body to travel to another location. You'll see where I'm going with this. Earthbending, Kyoshi. Firebending, Roku. Airbending by Aang. And waterbending by Korra. Okay, you'll see where I'm going with this, actually. You'll see. Does this look fun to you? I'll give you a few seconds to guess where I'm going with this. Okay. What can Korra do to this with her water bending techniques? Push it around? Maybe. If she was skilled enough, she could maybe make it float. Use a geyser or something to make it fly. What could Kyoshi do? Pop it, of course. That's basically all he can do. Except if he uses a rock push, just whee, kind of fling it a little bit. What can Roshi do? Roku. Pop it, of course. Pop it. And that's about it. Now, let me look up Aang real quick. What can Aang do? With his bald, arrowed head, what is the intense power this youngin can do? Whee! In the words of that one, Angry Bird. This thing will be higher than someone who owns one of these in the 1970s. And look at that. Look at how he's levitating. That's why it's my favorite. You can fly and be some of the best that you can be. Plus he carries a stick for no reason. I don't know why he does that, but still. Okay, that's just curse, by the way. A lot of stuff you could do here. Both in fighting and just in normal everyday life. So when trespassing on your lawn, flambéed. And you need something done in your oven, flambéed. It's truly amazing. Because my favorite is the type of bald bulls. And his legendary stick. Exactly. Airbending is the best. That's just me. It may not be the most powerful or the most versatile. It may not be the best. May not be the worst. What I do know is it's my favorite. Because I can fly to the grocery store. And that's all that counts. So this was just a little rant about how all other powers pale in comparison to flight. Because you could fly around the fire guy while making him into a tornado flame. For the rock guy, you can just throw his rocks back at him with, like, air. So, this has been DreamMaster, and I'll see y'all next time.